is not just gonna blow your mind, it's gonna blow your soul.
He's on fire! Boom, shakalaka!
Welcome back to another episode of the Little Jolly Gamer Show, and before we do anything, I just want to let you know, off the top, thank you so much for watching us on YouTube, if that's where you're watching, which chances are it's either Facebook or YouTube, it's one or the other. Thanks for listening to us on our RSS feeds across the cyberwebs, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast, Podbean, Podcast Addict, whatever. Anything that's got an RSS feed, you can listen to it. Maybe on a workout, maybe you're running, maybe you're working on some arts and crafts.
Maybe you're bored in the vehicle for 5 hours.
Yeah, maybe you're driving for like 4 hours. Maybe you're on an airplane flight. Who knows? We can keep you company. Listen to our show and tell us how you like it. Leave us a comment. Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Do anything. I don't care.
It can be 3.
You can badmouth us if you want. I don't care. Feedback is feedback to me. So thank you so much for all that. I'm Brandon.
I'm Jacob.
And this is episode 76. Today's date is the 9th of February, 2018. Mm-hmm. And did you know that 3 years ago today we posted our first episode of the show?
Really?
Yeah.
It's like 3 years.
I was holding out on that.
Ah, wow.
3 years ago today.
We could have kind of put a topic together.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could do like top 10 moments from the podcast.
Yeah.
Moment number 10. That time Steve talked about World of Warcraft.
Moment number 9. That time Steve talked about World of Warcraft. Moment number 8.
Or we just go like do our top 10 episodes that we did. I think that'd be cool. Yeah. Maybe we can do that one day. So very, very cool. Oh yeah, by the way, Steven is absent.
Yeah, in case you didn't know.
Usually Steve sits over there. I will not be putting his head in because I just don't feel like it.
Because I don't care.
Yeah, there's no point to. Steve, what you been playing? World of Warcraft. It's over there. Okay, got it. So let's start off the show the way we normally start off with what we've been playing. Mr. Langston, have you been playing anything interesting, or would you like me to go first? Does it matter?
Yeah, you go first this time. I went first last time. I started playing.
You did go first.
I started playing something new, but it's not.
You said the right answer. Hey, I've been watching a lot of Mafia movies lately. I've been watching.
That upside down.
I watched a lot of Goodfellas. All right, this is my Robert De Niro.
That's really good.
Hey, I need you to go over here and pick. Hey, you talking to me? I don't know. But I've been watching a lot of Goodfellas and
Casino.
The movie Heat, Casino.
I've never seen Heat.
You never seen Heat? Mm-mm. Oh man, it's so good. Total sidebar. That movie is not what you think it is. It's a heist movie, but there's more to it. It's not just like
there's drama in it.
Oh, there's a really
wrapped it in.
There's kind of a twist to it. Actually, that's a good movie. You should watch it. And my friend Tyler, who was on the show before, has not seen Casino. I was like, hey man, you need to go watch Casino because he really likes Goodfellas. It's pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same thing. Yeah. It's actually a little.
They're both Scorsese films.
It's actually a little darker. It's a little worse in the end than Goodfellas.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah. Maybe we'll side quest.
Yeah.
So what have I been playing lately,
Steven?
I've been playing. I've been playing Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh yeah, okay.
The remake came out.
Nice.
I did buy the special edition.
So what's different with the special edition?
Special edition just comes with some extra things like... I'm glad you asked. It came with some extra things like... I got some stickers, some litho...
You got some stickers?
Just some stickers. I don't know something about collector's editions and like stickers. I'm never going to use them.
I know.
I'm just going to preserve them. Yeah. Like I'm not going to go slap them on a lunchbox or something.
You got a lunchbox?
And they're tiny little stickers too. They're just like little collector's things. It's just another one of those things to fill up that giant box that I got.
Yeah.
There are like some little custom postcard like lithograph style artwork pieces. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Those are nice to look at. It'd be cool to have like a little frame or something.
Well, if you're gonna get an artwork from a game, that would definitely be a one to get from.
Yeah, and they show. You also get some in-game stuff. You get like an in-game item, and you get this new cloak that speeds up your health regeneration, which I really typically don't need, except for like 1 or 2 shadow colossi. And then they give you some like a skin for your horse. Okay. And all the rest of the stuff is unlockable through the time trials in the game. So how does the game play? It's literally exactly the same.
Same game.
But funny story, before I get into the heart of it, or into the thick of it, the controls for the game are remapped.
Yeah, okay.
So
we talked about this last week.
They're modern controls.
Yeah.
And I picked it up, I played it, I was like, this feels absolutely wrong. And I had to I had to go back and change the controls because there's modern remapped, and then there's classic, and there's classic remapped. I went straight to classic. I was like, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing.
That's so crazy how the brain retains that muscle memory.
Well,
Because what was the last time you played Shadow?
The PS3 remaster, which was like
Even then,
it was over 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But no, it's just I remember like I pick up the game. I was like I know that's one of those games that you cannot mistake it for another game. It has a very unique style, like gameplay style. So you just know like triangle button to me is the jump button, and most people think
so weird. X.
Most people think the X button, and on the modern,
which is in the modern one.
The modern
so if
one
I picked it up, I'd probably play the modern.
Yeah, you'd
version.
probably be like, hey, this feels right.
Yeah.
If you played the classic one, you'd be like, this isn't right.
Yeah.
But I actually had a discussion with one of my friends about how Eastern developed games back on the PS1. A lot of games had everything was flip-flop. Circle was usually like your OK button, and X was like the cancel button.
That's weird. That's
I was
completely backwards.
I was used to that because one of the first games I played on PS1 was Final Fantasy VII, and so. But that's never had an effect on me as far as control. Like I can pick up any game and play it.
Yeah.
I've never
it just
had
takes
issues.
A little time.
Yeah, I've never had issues where it's like, hey, push X. What am I playing? Xbox? Is it over here? Is it over here? I never had that issue either. The only issue I've ever had is whenever you take a game I know and I love, and you switch it up, I'm like, this feels absolutely wrong. And then once I changed it, I was like, okay. Like I actually recorded my gameplay, and I'll show you. I have it. I tried to upload it to YouTube, but I'm having issues uploading it. You can see where I was playing, and I was like running around and just doing weird things. And then I get to the first Colossi, and then like I switch the controls, and I kill them in like less than a minute.
Okay. You can tell, yeah.
It's just one of those things. Like I don't know. I had to have the controls the way they were. But like you said, you might pick it up and be like, well, this feels good.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just muscle memory.
So that messes me up because I have a hard time switching between the Switch controller and the PlayStation sometimes. For if I'm staying with long stints on one or the other, because B is down here and A is up here. Cancel and start, which is the same concept as circle and square
That's
for the
more,
PlayStation.
yeah. That's more of the game you're playing versus the actual console. So like, the only thing the Switch messes with me is the sticks are just kind of small. Like everything's small.
Oh, I'm on the Pro
but
controller.
you're on the
all
Pro,
time.
yeah. So the Pro controller, you definitely won't have a problem.
No.
But yeah, like if you're playing Zelda or something or Mario, that's really because they're Eastern developed games. That's probably why you're having that issue. But yeah, Shadow of the Colossus, man, it's the same exact game. It feels exactly the same. And what's weird is
You haven't beat it yet, have you?
no, I could have by now if I wanted to, but I got off of it. I was like, I need to give myself a break because I just know everything about Shadow of the Colossus as far as where I need to like. Okay, I know this guy. I know if I stab him in the back of the leg, he'll fall over, and then I need to jump up to his back. I need to take a break right here because I don't have enough stamina. Climb up a little bit more, stab him in the head about 3 times, jump back down, get my stamina again. Like, I know everything that needs to be done.
So how does the game, if you're new to it, coming into it, how does the game incentivize you, give you clues as to how to take down a Colossus? You can just figure it out.
You can. Some of them you can, but there's a couple of ways you can do that. I'm glad you asked because there's this ominous being that's around.
Okay.
He's like this god figure. His name's Dorman, and you learn about him over the story.
It's just a very plain
Dorman, the god or whatever. And you kind of learn more about him.
Okay.
It's sort of a twist.
I know that you have something.
So you have this ancient sword, and then you lift the ancient sword, and it will tell you where the Colossi
I've seen
are.
them doing that when you're riding the horse. Yeah.
You can use that beam whenever you're fighting a Colossi to point out where the weak points are.
Okay.
But sometimes they're a little bit more hidden. Usually it's like, oh, it's right on top of his forehead, or oh, it's right up on his shoulder or something. But some of them it's a little bit harder to find, and you can use that beam. But if you kind of linger around and the game sees you're struggling, Dorman will be like, you must swim on the lake's surface to reveal the Colossi and grab his back, or something like that. But like the longer it takes you, the more revealing his hints are. But you can turn those off if you want.
Yeah.
But there's like some
kind of like Runner Vision and Mirror's Edge, sort of.
Yeah. So, but it'll tell you straight up. It'll be like you must deceive this Colossi to reach his back or something. Like for example, there's this one that's like a horse-looking one. There's this tunnel, and you have to make him look into the tunnel. And while he's looking, you run out the backside and jump on his back and get on top. Stuff like that. And some of them have different approaches. And some of them are really hard.
The palm one.
The palm, yeah, there's one of them where I think it's like on the dude's palm. I think the last one is pretty difficult because he has armor plates all over, and you can't grip onto those. You can only grip onto like the furry
stuff.
Yeah. And he's hard because you got to jump. There's one part where he's just kind of looking at you, and you have to jump from here to here and climb up here.
Yeah.
Like it's from like hand, shoulder to the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. None of them have toes. But there's 16 of them. They all play differently, and
that's cool.
It's just the same. It's the same exact game, and I think it's really crazy that It's not a remaster. It's literally remade from the bottom up, and it feels exactly the same.
That's good.
It's really fun. I love
You know,
that game.
That crash rebuild where you're like, something's off.
Yeah, no, nothing feels off in this game. It all feels 100%.
And it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does. And if you're playing on PS4 Pro, you can actually put it on 4K, 60 FPS, and it looks like heaven on
I
earth.
was watching those YouTube videos. It's
Dude, just that fur, that like
Yeah.
algae-looking fur floating around on the Colossi. It's like, I just want to grab it. I just really want to reach out and grab it. I want to Peter Molyneux touch it.
That's a zoom in.
Yeah, I want to Peter Molyneux touch it. You can touch. Really fun. And if the best way to experience that game is your first time you're playing it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the first time you beat one of the Colossi, you're like, I did it! I'm the best! But then eventually you're just kind of like, man, I feel kind of bad. It's like, these guys aren't really messing with me. I'm seeking these guys out. And that might play into the game.
I feel like there's some twist in there somewhere.
Slight spoilers or if you're piecing this together, mild spoilers for a over decade-old game. But it's a really good game. And I find that there's more, I think, unless I'm remembering incorrectly, there's more cutscenes and context in the beginning to explain what exactly is going on and why you're there. Because it used to be just kind of like, hey, you want to save this chick? Go do this.
Right.
And now it's like, there was like some cutscenes explaining a lot of stuff.
That's cool.
And there's also new little Easter eggs calling back to Last Guardian and stuff in there as well.
Okay.
Very cool. But I can't wait to jump back in that. And yeah, soundtrack. Soundtrack is just...
I think that's one of your favorite ones of all time.
That game is one of my favorite games of all time. And that soundtrack is one of the reasons why. And the soundtrack's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. It's just so... Like, whenever you're struggling and you're like, your stamina meter's down here and you just hear that... You're like, ah! Because the cool part is when you're holding on, you have to teach yourself how to not let go of the hold on button.
Right.
And when you push square, he starts to rise his sword, and when you push it again, he plunges it. You get to time that just right between when the Colossi is going to try to shake, between how much damage you want to do with that stab.
Right.
Because there's some of them, once you stun them, that weak point is only available for so long. So it's like, do you take long? Do you chance it to get way up here and then stab it, or you just kind of stab?
Yeah, shame him.
And some of them, whenever you stab, they react and they're like, and they're shaking you. Like the bird, for example. Whenever you stab his wing, he goes whoosh and barrel rolls. And and whenever you're holding on upside down, your stamina drains slower. So, and that's one of the earlier ones. So your stamina is not that high yet. And you can do certain things. Each Colossi you defeat, you get more stamina and health. And there's other things you can hunt out, like these little salamanders with glowy tails. You shoot them with your bow. You eat the tail. You get more stamina. And you can also find fruit in these trees. You can increase your maximum health as well. But dude. Good. That game's good.
Yeah.
So Shadow of the Colossus, that's really all I have to say about it. There's really not much I can say that I haven't already said about that game, except for it's new, it's fresh. I'm glad that they're bringing this to a new generation of people to play. It's just one of those timeless classics. That game never gets old.
Yeah.
It's a really good game. That's a really good game.
Well, let's do something a little different. You down with that one?
Yeah, sure.
Let's bounce back and forth.
Go for it.
So I just want to talk about Fortnite real quick, and I really, it almost be more of just an epic maneuver. But last week we talked about, like, hey, they got the minigun. It was an update.
How's that?
It's fun.
Okay.
It's fun because it takes small ammo. So the rifle or subs, it's small ammo, and like so now, like I'll pick up like small ones because I'm just hoping I get it. I haven't found one. No, I have found one myself, but usually I pick it off of people. But you gotta think of it. Yeah. You gotta think of it in terms of like. The noob tube or the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is different because you're really trying to kill people. But you want to use the noob tube, not really so much to kill people, you want them to blow the crap out of their base. And that's what that does.
If someone builds a base, quick question, if someone builds a base and you blow up the middle of it, will they fall?
If it's wherever it's connected to the ground is where it'll
just come.
Erode. Yeah, there was that video, I don't know if you saw it when we were at Brent's special party with it's one of those things. I think you asked that question last week.
All those guys fell down.
Yeah, that was Tilted Towers. That was the one that had the skyscrapers. That dude literally just went around the base of that skyscraper and disconnected everything from the ground, and the whole thing just went and collapsed.
Cool. I saw a video where a guy built a tower really, really high, and he built one with a door, and he opened the door, and a missile flew through it.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's more epic than what I was going to talk about. But it came down to me and Nick. We're outside of the farm. Anarchy Acres, and so the point I'm making is that the land around it's just kind of rolling hills. There really ain't much cover. There's no trees. It's one of those places.
A lot of people don't like PUBG's second map because it's so open.
There's 2 maps?
Yeah, there's a desert. Remember the desert map?
Oh, yeah.
Came
That's
out,
right.
and
That's
a lot
right.
of people are
It's
going
kind of wide open.
There's people going to their files and deleting the map from their game files so they don't have to play the map.
Oh, wow.
It's that bad. But they're trying to fix it.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do in a desert, though? Really much other than, like, canyons and stuff.
Yeah, you're just open. That's why
Yeah,
people hate it. It's not fun.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's like, and when you see that circle, you're like, and that's kind of what happened to us. It was like, oh, it's like the worst place to get. Like Loot Lake, that area next to Loot Lake, there's nothing there. So, anyways, there's a couple of towers, and these rolling hills. Literally, each hill in the circle had a tower, and we had one of them. And we were one of those guys that we weren't. I don't like to. When I know we play that strategy for a while. When we see the last circle, and you see on the thing, it's got maybe 10 people left. Yeah, and we're on duo, so that's 5 groups of people, including us. People want to rush the middle and just make this huge monstrosity, and sometimes that works. But if people on the outside have rockets and miniguns, like we did, they're just going to erode your tower. Now you're stuck in the middle, and everybody else is around you. Yeah, they just gun you down. So I like
Quagmire,
Quagmire. So I like playing my back to the wall. So 2 groups kind of killed each other, and it was us to another group, and we're having this firefight back and forth. It was a firefight, and it comes down to there's the river that's running, and there's a hill and a hill. We're on one hill, they're on the other hill, and the river is kind of in a valley. And so I have the minigun.
Pretty place.
Yeah,
very pretty.
It's very picturesque. But so I have the minigun, and Nick's in his firefight. This guy, I think he kills one dude, but he's on a different squad. So that guy's eliminated. It's like 2 separate guys from 2 separate squads lingering, and there's one more guy left. And I just said, hang on. I pull that minigun out, and it's this guy starting to build up stuff. You can see his metal walls, and I just go. And I had literally like 570 rounds, and I never let go of the trigger until we won. And the guy was like,
you obliterated his tower out from under him?
Yeah, out from under him. He's building walls like a maniac, and every wall, I'm just like spraying it. And I literally just like the Terminator at the scene where they're at Cyberdyne, and I'm just walking to him slow. And you literally do, and like, so the whole time I'm doing this, he's panicking, throwing walls up, and Nick just kind of flanks and takes him
Did you
out.
share play that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, if you give me that footage, I'll go grab that Terminator footage and put the part where the guy's like, is that a minigun?
Yes!
I could do that.
Yes.
And slap your face on Terminator.
But I saw that I had that many rounds. It was like the first time I grabbed a minigun, and I was like, I'm not letting go of the trigger. But the thing about the minigun...
I want to have fun.
The thing about the minigun, though, against another guy, like, it's uber inaccurate. So, like, there could be a guy... It's good. It should be.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, it's minigun spraying lead everywhere in no kind of direction, so... but that was really the only thing I want to talk about. It is just the minigun. It's fun. And then they're adding a crossbow.
I heard that they're working on hit detection and recoil.
Yes, there's a new mode. So you know how they had the different modes. They had the 50 versus 50. They had a rockets only map. It was a gunplay something test #1. And so me and Nick were like, let's see what that's about. On point. Like,
it's better, way better.
Oh my gosh, way better.
I remember shooting guns. I was like, I'd rather just hide and just shoot the last guy because I couldn't shoot
the
for anything.
firefight, yeah, you could, and because the aim assist, I play with aim assist on, and you can tell it's got a little, not like GTA snap, but it's got a little bit of a snap to it.
When you're playing with a controller, you kind of need that.
Yeah.
Playing with a mouse,
PC, no. But you've noticed that you'll have a guy relatively close enough for an AR, and you'll snap, and that little white dot on your crosshairs will be right on his noggin, and just feel like the bullets going zoom, 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 zoom.
Feels like every gun in that game's broke.
Yeah,
like
not in this test. Now the flip side of that is when you get hit, you better take care of yourself.
There's no excuses.
Yeah, no excuses now. So. But yeah, no, I'm really glad they're fixing that. Me and Nick were like, oh my gosh, bring on that gameplay, because we went back to doing duos, and then we started playing with guns in there.
They fixed those guns. You would probably find me in that game again. Because that's why I didn't like playing. Because I would be shooting, and like you said, people would be like,
yeah.
I just didn't like that.
Yeah. It's weird. It's wonky. And then like there's one time I poked my head up, and I knew the guy had a sniper rifle, because when the wall is building or a ramp is building, you can still see through it, right. So you can see where he's at. And he literally before he poked out, I was like, oh, there he is. And my reaction time from eyesight to brain to react to my finger trigger, he sniped me in the head and killed me, and I had full shield, full health. Woo! I don't know how it happened.
I've done that to someone before, so I can't complain.
So anyways,
remember that epic Fortnite? Go check out that video.
That was really good.
I one-shotted a guy somewhere in there.
But that was all I wanted to to say about that. That really was just that epic.
Did we talk about The Division last week?
A little bit.
Did we really?
A fair amount, yeah.
Okay, so we really didn't do anything more than what we've already done. Just
No.
more of the same.
More of the same. It's getting to where we're up in our gear score, so we're open the world tier. You can change the world tier.
Yeah, make the world
and
harder.
It's getting rough.
I enjoy the challenge.
Yeah. That weekly we did last was a couple of days ago, and we got tons of loot on the rooftop to kill that boss. The weekly assignment.
that was 2 days ago. Yeah, that one was rough. I remember like. Throw the bag down!
I'm crawling to you, man. Throw it.
Man, that's...
And the turret shot it. It blew up before you could get back up. So, yeah.
I got up and used my recovery link, my my overcharge, essentially.
The ultimate power or whatever. Yeah.
Man, that's what I like about the game. I love that combat, that struggle, just being like... that Ubisoft
feeling
talk.
overwhelmed.
I call it Ubisoft talk. Ubisoft team talk. Whenever it's Jacob, I got look, dude, I'm pinned. I need something, man. You gotta do something.
I'm flanking left, man.
I'm suppressed. They're coming towards me. I can't do anything. And you're like, hold on, wait. Like throw a grenade or something. Like I love that.
Shotgunners are rushing us to the left.
I love that tactical, like serious, like what do I do? And that was one of the things I liked about Destiny. Isn't that right, Zavala? Thanks, guys. I'm Zavala. I'm holding a Zavala toy.
Holding this pose.
Zavala.
Look out over the team.
Let me tell you about Destiny 2. For some reason, we gave Zavala this Zap Brannigan voice. And he's just holding his hands behind his back. And he's like, Guardians, come back and play my game. Don't play the Division anymore.
I'll give you some more crap.
I'll give you some more useless crap, including guns.
You can stare at the blown up traveler from this balcony.
This balcony, you can see. But anyway, that's one of the things I liked about Destiny 2 was the that intense, like those doing those strikes.
Yeah.
Whenever the strikes were fair, whenever I wasn't just looking for these time blocks to shoot. That wasn't fun. You know what's fun? Is seeing these people. I'm like, oh gosh, there's 3 guys. I can't take this shot. I'm gonna get popped. Like I like that kind of tactical gameplay. Not like, hurry up, let's go, hurry, we gotta beat this mission.
Come on,
we got hurry up. Your mom's in an accident. She's in the hospital. Come on,
gonna get him.
Come on, we got 20 seconds left to get to the boss, or we're going to go ahead and restart because we're not on time. Come on, guys. Like I want to be on the I-10 by 10. Come on, we gotta shoot this. We gotta shoot this guy's big head for at least 5 minutes. We're at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. We gotta restart. Yeah, I don't like that.
No, I agree 100%.
I like playing and not just taking my time, but not being rushed. And not, especially when the odds are stacked against you that much, you know.
It makes me kind of want to play Ghost Recon. I keep seeing it on sale.
It's $20 right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I have too many games to play right now.
I know.
Don't tempt me. There's actually a lot of good stuff on sale.
I don't get it. I'll have a kid and then I won't be able to get it forever.
I know.
Alright, anyways.
What
else?
Dragon Ball FighterZ. I talked about it.
Nice.
I talked about how it's true to the show. I talked about how it looks amazing. I talked about how the gameplay is really fun. I talked about how it's just about borderline a perfect fighting game.
Sure.
Only downside of this game that I can only find is the reason why it would be a 4 out of 5 to me. It's because the story mode is just...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Blah. I
mentioned that on the party.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit, man. It is just so bloated with fight these clones, fight these clones, fight these clones, have this battle, fight these clones, fight these clones, story exposition, fight these clones, save this person, story exposition, fight clones, fight clones, fight clones, fight clones. And then there's this new character, Android 21, and she is completely... I don't like the character. I think she's stupid. She's an android, and then she turns into a Majin, and no one even questions it. I know you haven't really seen Dragon Ball.
No, but I know what you're talking about.
She turns into a Majin because she has the pink skin, and she's turning people into candy, and she's eating them. But they don't say
anything. She's an android.
Yeah, they don't say anything. They're just like, oh, okay. That's fine. They never explain. Now, I am doing the 3rd and final act of the story, so maybe they'll explain it. But like Goku and all the gang, like they see her transform from a regular humanoid-looking android character, and she turns into this pink character with white hair and red eyes, and she looks like a Majin with a tail. And then they don't even question it. They're just like, "Wow, she looks really powerful. Let's chase her." But no one's like, "Why do you look like Majin Buu?"
Hey, Dad. Like, we're not talking about this?
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just really annoying because like there's story behind each one of the characters in the game, but her characters, they don't explain any of it. I don't like her as a character, and she's just not interesting. Like,
so she's the villain?
Yeah, her thing is she released these clones, and there's she wants the characters to fight all the rest of the clones so they can become more powerful because all their strength is weakened, and you have this thing called a link level. And so when you start the game, you're playing as Goku and he has amnesia and he doesn't know what's going on. It turns out it's not Goku, it's this linked soul, which is basically the game's excuse of inserting you into the game. You use that link to control all these characters, and that's their excuse of you playing as all the different characters. Totally stupid. I don't know why they did that. It totally breaks the fourth wall. Like, you have Frieza's like, listen to me, soul in my body, let's fight these people. And it's like, oh, what is going on? It's weird. I don't like that. I would rather have just seen a story, like an actual story mode, without this like stupid like soul link system. And then they even talk about, like, she's like, the only reason you guys are fighting me is because that soul in you, because their explanation as to why these characters are so weak now is because it's all about link level and not what they've actually trained. If the soul of the linked soul has to use the body of the character, and the more you fight clones, the more it levels up and you become familiar with it, and you get these link cutscenes where it shows like Goku talking to you like, wow, this is really fun, I hope Chi-Chi's not mad at me, blah blah blah. And it's like, whatever, can I just like, it would have been cooler. It could have been like, all the bad guys got together and there's this new person and they're more powerful, we gotta go fight them, and no one's powerful enough, let's go level up a little bit. That would have been more fun. But instead it's just like, oh gosh, I just don't feel like fighting more clones, it's getting old.
Would you have rathered that, or would you have rathered a really good Dragon Ball Z story, never done before, never from the series, but the fighting mechanic and the core of the game is kind of dookie?
Well, that's Xenoverse. Xenoverse has a really awesome story, well, for Dragon Ball Z standards.
Yeah.
But the gameplay is just kind of, it's okay.
So then Xenoverse or FighterZ?
Fighters just has the better
the
gameplay.
mechanic, which I agree, because at
the end of the day,
there's really good fighting game stories, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to play a fighter for story.
The only fighters I'm playing for story is like Injustice and Mortal Kombat, because it's done well. But Dragon Ball, I mean, the story's already absolutely ridiculous.
It's outlandish to begin with.
And it's not as interesting because you're not fighting these characters, you're just fighting these literally they're clones that don't say anything. They're just like, oh look, there's a guy, let's go kill him. And I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of
after your like 45th battle with them, you're just kind of like, I would rather just go play arcade mode. Yeah. Because A, it's more challenging. B, there's actual like dialogue and like, not cutscenes, but like there's dialogue, like the characters saying things.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're playing as like Goku and you're fighting Frieza, he'll be like, damn you, Frieza! And he'll shoot his stuff. Like, it's there's unique dialogue between all these characters, and when the clones, they don't really say anything. It's just like, I'll visit your grave. Whatever. I don't know.
Generic
insert. The story is a blemish on an otherwise marvelous game. The game is really, really good.
Okay. But for the story to be that dude and still get a 4 out of 5, then it must be doing something good in the mechanic.
I'm going to touch on the news. I got something for the news. Anyway.
Okay.
You guys something else to talk about?
Yeah. Super Hot VR. I want to play that game.
Super Hot VR.
I'm not going to really talk too much about it. I'll save it for later. But,
okay. Let's talk about it next week. Or week after next.
Yeah. So, I've been playing a new game. If this was a gamer's confession episode,
I already know what it is.
This would be a gamer confession, because in the realm of video games, this is basically playing with dolls.
Pretty much. I need to tell you something funny. Go ahead and say what you've been playing.
The Sims 4.
You've been playing The Sims 4. I logged in and I saw a trophy you got. And there's one trophy and it said like the introvert.
Yeah.
And it said have a sim do nothing social for 24 hours. I was like, that's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing. It's funny because I'm playing a video game, playing a character's playing a video game.
No, The Sims, it has that special, like, I have a special attachment to The Sims. I always know when I play The Sims. I play it for like 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
See, here's the problem with this new one. So, at first, I want to start with the con off the bat. That game is designed to be a PC game at the end of the day. Control-wise, on a PlayStation controller, on a
I played
console,
it on PS2.
The
Sims 2 on PS2.
Yeah, I played them too as well. And I think at that time, because my sister Jay was really big into both of them, so I think she had the PS2 one and I had that on the PC. And at the same time, like, I'd play one of the
Feels
other.
wrong.
Yeah, because there's just so much stuff to do. And here's my biggest gripe about the thing. Once I figure out the controls, it's not so bad. But you have to figure out each different mode. You have a build mode, you have a live mode. And then you have different things inside the build mode.
I can only imagine all the buttons.
Yes, and so you literally have... But now the game does somewhat...
Can you hook up a mouse to the...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you could. I played Fortnite with a mouse and keyboard.
Oh, really? Well, you should probably do that with Sims.
I probably could. It's just it's a matter of like having to switch it out.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the problem with I don't have one. The problem is with the PlayStation, you only have 2 USB ports. So literally, I have
there's some in the back.
Is there one in the back? You sure?
There's a couple in the back, yeah.
I could have swore I couldn't find it the other day. Anyways, I thought you only had 2 because it only leaves me the PlayStation.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple in the back.
I'll have to go look.
Because the VR stuff goes back there. And there's one that goes in the front, I believe.
Well, if that's the case, then yeah, because I have no way to talk and party if I do that. But, that being said, they do, if you hit left stick, it does give you a real quick map of each different mode you're in, what the controls are. And there's a lot of different control scheme, not just for live and build, but then there's different modes in building mode, there's different modes in live mode. And the biggest problem I have is that the game at the end of the day needs kind of a cursor, to move around, which is fine. And I don't mind the stick so much, but it does this thing where it has like all the buttons on the outline of the screen. You have like your meter that shows your relationships and the biggest thing with your wants and needs. And you have your aspirations over here, and you have like appointments and stuff going on up here. And so you can have one mode where it just kind of zims around, but then you can't do anything in the middle. So you have the touchpad to bring up the cursor, and so it kind of is, in that regard, control-wise, if it was a lot more polished, or I could actually play with the keyboard
the
mouse.
touchpads can only do so much.
Yeah. So, and now it does. You don't move the cursor with the touchpad; it just switches between the 2 modes. So that's my problem with it. And here's the problem: is like I'll go to bring down. I'll be in obviously in cursor mode. I'll be using the sticks. Go here. Pick up this pick up the tablet. Start playing the video game. All right, let me go check and see where my bladder is, and I'll go click on the meter for the wants and needs. But when I do that, it goes into that around the screen mode. It doesn't stay in cursor mode, so I have to constantly switch to cursor mode. That being said. Once I figure out the controls, like yesterday, I didn't have class. I had one martial arts class last night, so I get to play a little longer. And I started at like 12 o'clock, and then I got done. I saved, and it was like 4 o'clock.
No.
Whoa, where did the time go?
That's classic Sims right there.
I lost myself in that. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to
the best part's like making your own little community. Like, hey, here's Brandon. Here's Brandon and his wife. Here's Steven and his wife.
What's cool is you can do that. So they have 2 neighborhoods. For the generic neighborhoods.
I think you could do that on one of them.
Could you do that? Where you had your own neighborhood? You could build your own neighborhood?
You couldn't design the neighborhood or anything like that, but you could put different families in the houses.
Well, you can do that in the other ones.
I'm gonna go kill Steve and his.
Yeah. No. Well, the usuals return. There's the Calientes, the sisters. There was a blonde and redhead, and the Goths family, the Bella Goth. Yeah. They're in it as well. But they're in different neighborhoods, but those neighborhoods are connected. Like there's a desert neighborhood.
So, quick question: can you go and like all those like from the Sims 2 had like a bazillion DLCs?
This one does.
Can you go like in the town and can you go?
Sure.
Can you have pets? Can you all that stuff from the old ones? Like all those old DLCs. Is that a regular feature in this?
Yes. So the ability to go into town,
go shopping and
for
stuff?
Example, mine not so much shopping. There's a city life one. I think that's probably rolling around what you're saying about going shopping and everything. This one, the one I have.
I remember back in the day, you could just shop from the screen. Like I never
pretty much. You could you could order stuff online basically once you got your computer, or you could use a telephone, which is funny too because it shows how the games evolved. Because the old game it was like the corded phone, and now it's a cell phone.
Because you didn't have cell phones back then. Wow,
and it shows you how old this game is. Yeah. But no, in town. So like, I went on a date I'm dating Nina. That's the redhead Caliente sister, and they have like a.
Did you make you in the game? Like your character look like
Ball, you? It's me all the way. I kind of look stupid. I hate it because I was like, I'm not from.
You look stupid in real life.
No, thanks, man. But no, they have a park, a bar, a museum, and a health club.
And I'm assuming
you can go to all these.
Going to all those increases different stats and stuff.
Sure, yeah, for sure. There's a social aspect in the club. The gym for
There's
that
50
reason.
Cent there.
No, but the jobs it's literally at the end of the day it's still The Sims, just with more bells and whistles. Bless you.
Thank you.
The job's really fun. So like there's those 2 cities and
are the jobs interactable or
yes? So you could be an entertainer and you go to the club. There's a comedian up there. So that could be you in the club.
Because I remember back in the day, excuse my Sims knowledge, because I played Sims 1 and barely any of Sims 2.
Yeah.
But back whenever in Sims 1, you would go to your job and your character, like someone would be like, come pick you up, you would go, and then it would just just fast forward to your guy got home. And then typically, your guy wouldn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So now whenever you go to work, It's everything you do? Can you play it, or is it just kind of like...
It's still fast. It's still the same thing. But that's what I was saying. I haven't figured out, but there's jobs like the entertainer, and I'm like, I went to the bar, and I was like, oh, that's a guy singing. It's a comedian. So, like, your aspirations are a lot more deep now, and you actually have, like, side passive traits. So, like, you can be a geek. And so, like, talking about other nerdy stuff, like sci-fi and stuff like that, that interests you. Or you could be, like, a goofball. So I went goofball geek. And
is there still, like, crazy stuff like UFOs? I'm sure there is. And, the classic Robber Man. And
You could go do that.
Can you still play chess against the Grim Reaper to save someone's life?
I don't know about that. That'd been pretty cool, though.
Remember that you could do that in Sims 1?
I'm sure it's in there.
That's why you had to make your logic... I think it was your logic had to be maxed out. You could win someone's life back.
Yeah, you could.
That was crazy.
And you can change the age so where they don't age as fast if you wanted to kind of play it a lot more lengthy. I feel like I'm about to be an adult. I play young adult, and I'm about to be an adult. It takes like 4 weeks.
Time actually affects your character.
Oh yeah, you can age, and you're like I was looking up at the forums about doing some research, and like, people were talking about. I'm on my 5th gen sim, so like they're like.
Oh, so when you die, you like if you have a son, you pick up as a son.
You could, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can play anybody.
Spoiler alert! It's like Red Dead, but
pretty much. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, so it's like someone had actually. The point I was making was
you can inherit the house and stuff. That's cool. That's cool.
Because there's the two pre-made cities, but there's one city I forget what it's called, Newcrest. It's literally an empty city, empty, and you can put whatever you want in it. Neighborhoods.
That's cool.
I think you can put bars, like social spots.
Don't make me buy this game. Why are you making me buy all games, man?
And you can play all these families. So like someone I talked about, they had like pre-made families so that those characters would have babies and make up with those babies, and they would literally populate. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how much time you have to do that.
I don't have the time for that, man. I probably have the time to make my guy. All right, man, go take a dump. All right, I'm going to play another game.
Yeah. I will say that I'm trying my best because once you put the cheats in, the trophies are canceled.
Oh, don't cheat. You can't.
And I haven't. I'm playing in real time, but God, it is so hard. I have the most generic stuff. I'm a tech guy right now. I'm in the Q&A department, but I play video games, and you can actually play video game tournaments. And the more you do that, there's a chance that if you read books, you get focused.
You can be a major league gamer.
You can. It's a career in there. Yeah. So, anyways, The Sims 4. That's a lot better. I'm losing myself in it, to be perfectly honest, when no one's online.
That's a lot better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. It's definitely worth the $30.
I do want to hear. We're gonna play Super Hot after the show, by the way. I do want to hear what you want to say about it, but I think I talked about it a little bit. It's basically it's Super Hot, which means that whenever you move, time moves, and you shoot things. It's like you're Neo from the Matrix. Yep. Except in VR, it's really you moving.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to talk about it much. I want to hear your opinion on it, and then we can all talk about it.
Okay.
So let's jump into gaming news. So news. Do you know who Billy Mitchell is? The guy who holds the world record for the King Kong, Donkey Kong. The movie is called Reset. The name of the movie is called King of Kong, where he's the antagonist, and he holds the world record for Donkey Kong. He's the hot sauce guy.
Yeah.
Basically, long story short, he has been debunked as a fraud, and his score is not real. And there's another
cheat.
Apparently, did he cheat? Apparently, all the footage. Because back in the day, when you turned in your proof, it was basically a Polaroid or a picture of the screen. It was doctored, apparently.
Ooh,
so if you go to twingalaxies.com, which is a place where they hold all these records, they basically partner with Guinness on video game records. His record says pending dispute on it.
Wow.
And there's a lot of and the reason they found this is because there was this guy, this programmer or something. I think his name was Ben Heck, and he went through on the game and just basically data mined and put all kinds of research into it and found out that it is not physically possible to get the scores that these people have. And so he was
calling him out, man.
So the guy, I don't know who's figuring all this stuff out, but apparently this guy is really passionate about it. But I think Billy Mitchell came back and was like, hey, here's this other video of me playing this game, and just in case this was going to happen, here it was. And then they're like, this is Doctor 2. So, I don't know. But it's Billy Mitchell and this other guy who holds a world record for a game called Dragster, I think on the Atari or something, or some kind of arcade. But some of those scores are possible, but it's only if you're playing them on main emulators with tool assisted. So like tool assisted speed runs or tool assisted runs mean that you can use tools such as if you fail, you can rewind to a certain save state, or you can do something where the game will tell you when you need to jump or whatever. But this guy was able to figure out by like how long he was playing versus what he did and how many, like, whenever you had the hammer in Donkey Kong, how many points is that worth if you smash a barrel with it, and how many times he could do that in each run. He like did this huge research and found
that's nuts.
It's just not possible. And so either this guy is gonna have to come clean and say I cheated, or he's gonna have to actually play. Now, don't get me wrong, Billy Mitchell is really good at Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to replay it with someone watching him.
Watching him doing it, yeah.
So pretty crazy, and that's actually.
See, I didn't know that because that's just how their credibility was. I thought it was like people gathered around. And it's like some big, huge event where they.
Well, back in the day, it really wasn't that big of a deal. Now it is, and now that's what it's going to have to be.
It's a big, huge thing.
And the reason they were able to find out it was doctored is because they were like looking at all the different pixels. They would go and find the pixel width of each number on the score, and measure that by the Polaroid and the ratio and all this stuff.
That's
and they would
insane.
find out. But hey,
good for them. Calling them out.
Dude's a fraud, man.
He's a phony.
He's a phony.
A great big phony.
That's a story that's been going on over the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I just found out about it. Real quick, I want to talk about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Injustice 2. They're not out yet, but they showed some previews, and they look so good. They look so cool. You get to pick.
Each one's got unique stuff.
They all play similarly, except most of them have different outros of their combos. For example, Michelangelo uses a skateboard. And it might be like an overhead, or it might be a sweep, whereas Leonardo uses his swords, and it might be a middle attack, or it might be a pop-up. So if you know your different turtles, you can know how to play them. Okay. Donatello, of course, looks to be a little techie. He has his character ability is he throws a thing on the ground, and it makes it to where that character cannot jump for a certain amount of time.
Interesting.
And he, of course, has the reach, because he's got the bow staff.
Yeah.
Raphael's got like this rage kind of mode thing. He does rage. And then like eventually, if you build it up enough, you can kind of do these flurry attacks, and he gets in really quick. He's kind of a rush-down character. Michelangelo's kind of like a gimmicky character. He can actually whip out a pizza and eat a slice and refill his health. He's got a jet skateboard. He can blast across and hit people. And I think his character ability might be the pizza. I can't remember. And then Leonardo's character ability is he can call in all the turtles to help him.
Yeah, he's a leader.
All of them have the same super move where they kind of start off with a hit, and then each turtle kind of comes in and like Leo will do like a sword slash, and then here comes Michelangelo on a skateboard, hits him in the head with a nunchuck, and then Raphael like throws something or whatever, and they all pop in the air and they say shell shock, and they all hit their shells and hit them.
Oh man, that's so cool.
And the coolest part is, I bet you're wondering, how can you customize these characters? Because there's gear in the game, and it is so cool looking.
Yeah.
It's like street gear, like sneakers and bandanas,
Casey
and like
Jones.
Casey Jones style, like stuff that looks like they pull out of the trash in the sewers they're wearing. And of course, they all have their intros. Like Donatello comes sliding off this cool like grappling hook he shoots down. He's like. He says something, and then Leo's is like, he's meditating, and he gets up and he says something. Michelangelo comes on a skateboard and pops off and says something. And then, of course, Raphael has the coolest one, the trench coat, where he walks up, he says something really quirky, and he throws it off, and it looks so good. And there's so many Easter eggs I found, like on the pizza box it says caution, toasty, like Mortal Kombat's toasty.
Yeah.
I noticed on the skateboard, Michelangelo has a sticker it's an apple. It says big on it, and then he has another one underneath it that says 3 a.m. Big Apple, 3 a.m. from Turtles in Time. It looks so good, man. And they look. I'm buying them. I'm sorry. I gotta buy them.
I mean, if I was huge in Injustice,
dude, they look so good. And then I can't wait to see their dialogue with other people. Like him and Darkseid clashed, and he's like, "You foolish," and he's like, "You make Bebop look good," stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like Donatello's like, unlike coding, this will be easy.
Nice.
I don't know. So here's a quick story. PlayStation Network users, PS Plus users can get, if you downloaded Mercenary Kings whenever it was free, I don't think I ever got that one. They have a new version. You can actually download it for free if you have Mercenary Kings on PlayStation Plus. Very cool.
Okay.
Metroid Prime 4 is rumored to be developed by Bandai Namco.
Bandai.
I don't even know how I feel about that because
FPS.
It's an FPS game. I don't know how I feel because I'm just used to Retro doing it. I think it was Retro that did Metroid Prime. I trust Nintendo, so
yeah.
I mean, it's really not that huge of a story to me. A game's gonna get made. I just don't. Bandai Namco, first person. It's
all new territory for them.
I think so.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's possible. Look at Blizzard.
That's right. I mean, you don't know until you try it.
Yeah.
And here is, this is kind of the last story I have. Sorry, the news was kind of slow this week. Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
So there's a huge rumor going around about a bunch of single player stuff, details about Red Dead, and there's a bunch of multiplayer details about Red Dead. None of this can be confirmed or denied.
Battle Royale.
But they say that there's going to be a Battle Royale mode. Take-Two's representative came out and said, like today, I think, they said, that's very interesting. They said that we want to take our game to where it's in more of an innovative. We want to be more innovators than we don't want to follow.
Imitators.
We don't want to be derivative, I believe is what he said.
Sure.
We don't want to be, he said, but that idea is interesting. That's what they said. So they didn't confirm.
Yeah, they didn't say anything. Yeah.
But knowing Rockstar, I think I talked about this before, but we didn't talk about it on the show. I think it's a possibility. I wouldn't bank on it though, because like the guy said, Rockstar typically tries to innovate gameplay. They don't try to imitate gameplay.
No, yeah.
They usually set standards for people.
Maybe some kind of mode similar to it.
I think it would be interesting because it's a hot button, and the game did just get pushed
and
back.
What can
for
you do?
6
What
months.
can you do to bring that online GTA audience over
That core audience. I mean, they
Red
obviously
Dead.
are doing something right because GTA 5 has sold like 90 million units
Yeah.
by now, and they're making more money off of that than they have the game at this point. Well, I don't know about that, but pretty close. The
Personally,
microtransactions in GTA Online are ridiculous.
GTA Online Battle Royale. The game's designed for that.
Yeah, I mean,
It's made for that.
the only
Not
thing-
an adversary mode in one little small part of the map. I'm talking about
the only thing about Red Dead is like, how do you start?
how do you start. Yeah.
You don't jump. There's no airplane to jump out of.
Flying unicorn.
I think it'd be cool just have everyone crawl out of a little tent and be like,
Yeah, it's
where
just a
am
random
I?
spawn.
Yeah, just random tents and the tent just disappears. It's like, survive. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But like you said, Grand Theft Auto, you can
You
literally
wake
just
up in like an alcoholic stupor.
or you just jump out of a plane because there's planes in it.
No, I'm talking about for Red Dead.
Oh, Red Dead,
Like,
yeah. Walk out of a
yeah.
saloon. One guy walks out of a saloon. Like a cool animation for each character.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But don't put them too close. But you gotta remember, you gotta have like 100 people.
They could be like a 30-second delay before
You could populate.
activate.
You could
shooting.
populate Red Dead Redemption's map, I'm sure, with 100 people and it not be crowded at all.
Yeah.
But I did see some single player things that made me interested.
Yeah, this I don't know about.
They were talking about how on single player there's going to be like, you can go gold mining and
Right.
all these activities you can do with certain vehicles you can interact with like mine carts and stuff. And then they were talking about in the multiplayer you can buy like a tent in the desert to go hang out in, and that's like your GTA Online apartment.
Okay.
And there's all kinds of activities you can do. And I saw this rumor about how different merchants will be open at different times.
That's cool.
And I kind of talked about it on the headset earlier this week about how they could really capitalize on that, as far as not, instead of just going to the store on GTA and buying, hey, I like this new jacket, I'm just gonna buy it and walk out.
Yeah.
They should have like, oh man, that's the guy who sells the dusters. He's in Mexico. We gotta go.
Brandon's in Mexico right now. I'm right here.
Dude, hurry up! There's only 2 hours left. Game time to get over here. He's shutting down shop in 2 hours. I'm like, I need that duster. I get there and I only have $15.74. I'm like, he needs $40 for this. Like,
Time at the saloon.
sorry,
Gambling.
sorry, man. The stock's gonna refresh next time I'm open. I'm gonna be open.
Kind of like Xur, sort of.
Kind of like Xur, but more of a priority based.
Yeah, where
that would be cool. Where when I'm playing online, if it's nighttime, there's no one's open.
Yeah.
I need to make sure to, maybe I can go rob someone for it or something. I think if they play the online cards right, I think Red Dead Redemption. Because the more I'm thinking about it, because I was like you, I was kind of like online. Red Dead Redemption 1's online really didn't, because
basically glorified TDM.
we usually went back to GTA 4 instead of playing Red Dead Online.
Sure.
And it didn't do like posses and stuff like that very well. But I think this one, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I hear these rumors coming out, the more I think Rockstar has a bad habit or a good habit of, whenever the game comes out, I'm like, wow, why didn't I think of that? They did something I didn't think they were going to do.
Yeah.
Rockstar does that often. So the more I think about it, that hype meter going up a little bit, and the fact that they said, hey, we just pushed the game back 6 months, and this is all polish.
Yeah.
That means that the game is pretty much done. They're just going through and making sure it is just
Every little fine
freaking
tune.
perfect. Like the guy on Toy Story 2 that repairs Woody with them big old glasses. They're just going through. They're just going through and just repairing every little, making sure it's just completely perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I love about Rockstar.
Sure.
And the same guy from Take-Two said, I think it's the same guy, or someone from Take-Two was like, hey, that's it. It's not getting delayed again. This is it. October is it. And usually whenever they say that, that's the truth.
You can take that to the bank. I can't do it.
Hey, you could take that to the bank. Even though it'd be like, "Arr," no, that's pirate. Arr. I was trying to go cowboy. I don't know. What a cowboy?
You can take that to the bank.
Yee-
I was with some butler.
Yeehaw! You can take that to the. I'm talking like Zavala. You can take that to the bank. You can bring me some glimmer nuggets and some tokens,
glimmer
and I
nuggets?
will give you a revolver. Why am I in this game? I don't know. Zavala. Have you haven't played Horizon anymore, have you?
No.
Oh, can I just tell you something?
Yeah, I deleted it. I had to make space, man.
Zavala's in the game.
Oh, the guy, the actor?
He played, like, it's his face and everything. And the first time you hear me, he's like, "You're going to the ruins of," and I was like, "Zavala?
Zavala?
No. No. Bring me some tokens and I'll give you a new bow." Anyway, that's all the news I had, man. Did you have anything else?
No. That's what my gaming news says. See Brandon.
I'll show you that Turtles gameplay, man.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yes.
So let's jump on to side quest real quick.
Sure.
Do you have a side quest?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go for it.
So my old boss and I used to play this game where it was the I don't know what you call it, the Link game. There's this game called 10 Circles? What's that? Many Circles of Kevin Bacon. You know what I'm talking about? Where you connect Kevin Bacon, act with this guy, that guy, acted this movie.
Oh, we do that all the time.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, anyway, so it's
but
like
it's not really a game. It's more for just make the connection.
you just made the connection, like, oh, bro, I didn't know such and such was in that movie. Argue with my friends over and over that Vin Diesel was not, and this is the one few time that I lost. Like, Vin Diesel's not in Saving Private Ryan.
You're wrong.
I was wrong. He's totally the one that gets murked first out of the whole group.
Yeah, dude.
So Black Hawk Down, great movie based off of the true events in Mogadishu in 1993. A lot of big actors. You got Tom Sizemore, you got Josh Hartnett, you've got, I can't think of the guy's name, but all these guys.
I've only seen that movie once, so I'm not knowledgeable.
Oh, so it's such a
young, I
really
watched it as an
good,
adult.
like early 2000. I think it was. No, it wasn't Michael Bay. But I'm looking at these guys. I'm like, my facial recognition software is really great, and I'm
Your
like
software?
scanning. Yeah, I'm scanning this guy. I'm like, looks like Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's in this.
I think I knew
He's
that.
Twombly. There's a
I think I knew that.
scene where the old dude Red that had a stuttering problem from Pearl Harbor. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, that guy, and he keeps telling him, "Don't shoot over my head." And he makes him go deaf. The guy that shoot over his head is Tom Hardy, Twombly.
I think I remember
And
that.
so, but it sounds nothing like him.
Oh, yeah.
Barely looks like him. I mean, he's like
That's an
small,
old movie. That's an old movie.
Small Tom Hardy. It's before he got started beefing up.
Before he turned to Bane.
Bane, yeah. And then I can't think of his name. I'm gonna say it as best I can. You're probably not gonna know who this guy is. Nikolaj. I'm sorry if I
Nikolaj.
Koster. I think it's pronounced Valdal. Jamie Lannister from.
Oh yeah. I didn't know he was in there.
He's Gordy.
Wait a minute. I did know that. I think I did know that.
Okay, the second Black Hawk that goes down.
I saw someone posted a meme or something. I think
Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
The second Black Hawk goes down. Two Black Hawks go. The first one, Black Hawk Down, goes down, and that's the one they're all trying to get to. There's a second one where the chopper pilot gets captured, and there's two snipers like, "Let us go in." They're like, "No, it's about to get overran. You can't do it. You know the risk." I'm like, "No, let's do it. We want to go protect
Is he one of the
this guy."
snipers?
He's one of the snipers.
Yeah,
He gets
yeah.
popped. Gordy.
Okay.
I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, he's like, "I need another mag." Of course, all these guys have country accents, and I'm like, that's Jamie Lannister. So I don't know. I love making those connections when I see their face.
I'm sorry. You done?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, and this is a great movie all around.
I wanted to talk
suggest go
about.
back
I didn't
and
have a
watch
side
it.
quest until you just jogged my memory. I watched Cloverfield Paradox. Do you know what that is?
No.
So apparently, I don't watch the Super Bowl, but in the Super Bowl, you know Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane, those movies?
Yeah.
All right, so at the Super Bowl, they're like, "Hey, Cloverfield Paradox is out now on Netflix." So I was like, "Okay, I love the Cloverfield movies. Let me watch it." And I'm a little let down, man. I'm a little let down because
It's a Netflix movie.
yeah, it was supposed to be, hey, this is going to answer all the questions. The first one, where does this monster come from? And it vaguely, in a way. Now, if you're a person like me and you have a really open imagination and you think about stuff really in depth that you shouldn't, you might enjoy it. I enjoyed the movie, but it's not my favorite. In fact, I think it kind of watered down what Cloverfield is to me.
I would say I feel like the mystery about Cloverfield is that it's this thing talked about on the internet that nobody really knows, and everybody's kind of making up their own theories. And I think that's what makes it really cool.
Right.
Didn't need to be answered.
And this does do that. It makes you think about
Okay.
it. So let me explain. I'll do mild spoilers for you.
That's fine.
Because I'm sure you don't want to watch this movie. So
I might.
Cloverfield. Spoiler alerts for the Cloverfield movies. Cloverfield 1, big scary Godzilla
Attacking
style
New York.
monster is coming out and he's destroying the city. And the only thing we know is that we saw that little satellite fall in the water
Sure,
in the
very,
background.
very end, yeah.
10 Cloverfield Lane. We are assuming is in the same universe, same world.
It's in Louisiana.
Lake Charles, which is interesting. I don't know how he has a bunker that deep there.
I
That's
don't
just
either.
not
I was
possible.
thinking the same
That's
thing.
just not possible.
No.
John Goodman's going crazy. He has kind of a missing daughter complex. He thinks there's aliens out there. Turns out he's right, there is. And like he gets out, which is totally what's her name from Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah.
She throws a Molotov, blows
She's
up the
really
alien
good in
ship.
that, yeah.
Blows up the alien ship, gets out, and then she heads towards Dallas, and there's aliens in the sky. We don't know the connection. We just know that it's in the same universe. Cloverfield Paradox picks up, and I'm going to give you a brief story. It's about the world. Earth has an energy crisis. People can't keep their lights on. Electricity's going bad. Gas stations can't keep stocked, and it's like $30-something a gallon for gas. Ooh. So there's a space station up in space orbiting the Earth called the Shepherd, and there's a member from each member.
I saw a commercial for this. I know what you're talking about.
There's a member of each of the United Nations. There's a guy from Germany. There's a specialist from China. And there's an engineer from this. So it's the world is up there. They're trying to fix the world by firing off this particle accelerator that is going to create free energy, which is something that, of course, the world needs even now. So basically, it's an energy source they can tap into that is just unlimited. They never have to worry about harnessing it. It's just being particle accelerated. But this guy, who just so happens to have the same last name as John Goodman's character, so people think it's his brother, and who knows. And after I tell you what happens,
because he worked for the Air Force.
He worked for like this company,
John Goodman did.
Like he was in the Air Force or something, and then he worked for a company
Navy
called Bold Futura that invested in this satellite. They fire off the particle accelerator, but before they do that, this guy's having an interview, and he's saying, hey, you can't do this. You can initiate the Cloverfield paradox, which means you can rip the membrane of space-time and totally ruin everything, things beyond our comprehension. They do it, it happens. They warp and they're like, what happened? Where's Earth? Earth is gone. They find Earth, it's on the other side of the sun. They have to get back over there. They don't know how. Weird stuff starts happening. There's a lady stuck in the wall. They have to open the wall and get her out. She says, hey, I'm part of the crew. What are y'all talking about? Turns out she's from an alternate dimension. They warped into an alternate dimension. That's not their Earth. They have to get back to their Earth. They're on an Earth where things are different. This lady, the main character, is upset because her kids died in a fire. That was her fault. On that Earth, her kids are still there. And she's like, I want to go see them. And the guy, the captain's like, you can't go down. Those aren't your kids. That's your other self's kids. We got to get out of here. We're going to ruin everything.
Yeah.
And then so they fire back.
I'm interested so far. Okay.
So I'm not going to go super in detail because you can really think about it deep. But they eventually fire back and they get back to their Earth and they go back down. And then when they're falling back down, the big Cloverfield monster comes out. And it's even bigger than it was before. And it's like, "Arr!" And that's the end of the movie. So it's kind of lame because they really didn't explain. But if you really think about the possibilities of branching timelines and alternate dimensions, who knows? Because the guy, he says, not only will you create paradoxes in our timeline, but it could affect the past, the future, present, other dimensions. Things could happen. We could have creatures on this Earth that we didn't know existed, and that's kind of what happens. But if you go back, and it's kind of a space thriller in itself, because there's weird stuff going on, like reality is bending around them, and this weird stuff is happening. You might actually like it a lot. Go check it out.
I literally just saw that commercial today, and I was like, because my sister was trying to talk to me about a game plan about cleaning the house, so we had a baby shower tomorrow. But and I was half distracted because I was watching it on the TV. It's kind of like, what is this?
You should watch it. And what I told you is very vague, and it's if you get bored of it, I wouldn't blame you for not watching it. But if you like that kind of thing, if you like to think really deep about,
so they're kind of claiming that the way these monsters came in is from they opened this time rift.
They don't say.
They don't say.
They don't say.
You're assuming.
I watched this video about a guy. This guy showed all these different timelines and how branching paths, how things could happen. Where you have this timeline here and this timeline here, where certain things happen, but for some reason this one goes here, and that's the Earth that we saw in Cloverfield Lane might not be the same Earth that we saw on Cloverfield
Cloverfield,
1,
yeah.
where maybe this monster showed up and maybe this monster showed up, and who knows? Like maybe this Earth showed up where there's no Earth, there was no humans at all, and maybe it's continuing on its own timeline, but because of this paradox that these humans cause, it switched something.
You could connect
Because the
Super 8 in there.
the thing is that these subatomic particles that are trying to coexist on the same plane of existence can't do it. So that's why people just start doing weird things. Just watch it.
Okay.
It's if you really like to think about things and you really think about it, yeah, it could answer the questions, but it doesn't flat out say, hey, the monsters are here because of this.
Okay.
And that's what's upsetting about it. Because if you
Okay.
really don't like to think about these kind of things, you're not going to enjoy this movie.
No, well, I'm glad. That's good. No, that's a good thing because I that's why I think is wrapped
Like,
up
if you-
in the enigma that's Cloverfield.
And it kind of has that like Half-Life 2 story-ish, like with temporal displacement and
Yeah.
stuff. It really makes you think like, wow, if this stuff is real, we're screwed.
Yeah.
So, Cloverfield Paradox, check it
Okay.
out. Very cool. That was my side quest. That's the show. Thank you so much for watching, listening. Like we said at the beginning of the show, thank you for listening to us on RSS feeds, watching us on YouTube. Please subscribe if you want to see more cool stuff. Leave us a comment. Let us know if you like the show. Do you not want to hear about movies? Do you want to hear about more of something else? Let us know. We might be able to make that happen. Check out some of our other content we post. We got 30-second game reviews. We've got this thing.
Versus.
This thing. Let's play on Dragon Ball. We've got
Epic maneuvers.
some Mario cereal. Subscribe. Click this button over here. Subscribe. Actually, I think it'd be over here.
Why's in my face?
I don't know. Who cares? I'm Brandon.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you next week.